Oscar Bevis, IFL TV MTK Global, delighted to be joined to my right, Mr. Hopey Price, and to my left, Mr. Johnny Phillips. How are we, chaps?
All good.
Very good, very good.
I am actually gonna say how this played out, right? So I had a little idea. I was like, let's get you two together. Because I remember something popping up on Twitter the other day of old Johnny Mental giving it large in the bubble, and I thought you two are in there together this week. And the next thing I know, you're doing it with Matchroom, but we're here now, IFL TV. For starters, right, Johnny, none of it was ever about bad blood for you, was it? It just seemed like it was all a good laugh.
Nah, to be honest, like I've just said it like before, I sort of even knew that we've got quite a lot of mutual friends, and I sort of knew half of them before we even had a fight. But it ain't gonna be no bad blood here. And it was my first fight on Sky. I was loving it. I was like, I was just here for the laugh, really. And then I picked the song what I wanted, because I was going to pick one, I picked another, and I was singing it in my room, top of me lungs, and one of the Matchroom boys was standing in the room opposite, and he could hear me sing, but I was singing it with the proper lyrics, like, Johnny's on fire, and he come give me a knock at the door, and I was like, you're going to tell me to shut up? But I've got a great idea. And it went from that, and then I rehearsed that a little bit. I think Hopey then walked past me.
I walked past the room, next minute he's singing this, Hopey Price is terrified. I thought he is mental.
And then I was like, fuck it, I'm going down to the diary room, have that. And then Eddie was fucking posting it, put my name in it, and then, yeah, it's decent.
Obviously, as someone who was early on in their pro career, Hopey, is that the sort of thing you sort of need to come across? Because you are probably going to face people who come over from all over the world. Do you know what I mean? Not just people, like you said, you second-hand sort of knew Johnny. You're going to get people who come over and try and get in your head and all that. And although it was a little bit different what he was doing, is that the sort of thing you needed in a way?
Exactly, just trying, obviously, most of them can see like I'm just calm, chilled out, and they're just trying and rattle me, obviously. Probably think that with me only having 2 fights, obviously, I'm inexperienced to it. I'm going to fall and take the bait, so obviously he was going mental, and even when I even said in the previous interview, when we got into the ring and was boxing, I think the first jab he hit him was, go on, hit me harder, and obviously just trying to provoke me, do you know what I mean? But obviously
it didn't work though. I tried it for 18 minutes, he weren't buying.
So you two do have a similarity, you were both roofers as well? Or have been?
I don't know about that.
Hopey's a have-been now, I guess.
Yeah, well, I said to Hopey, I've just said, if you don't win a world title, I'm going to give him a job.
I'm more of one of these...
He's more as a surveyor.
You do that, mate.
You do that or I'll punch you in.
I'm a grafter. But yeah, I've got my own little company going on. I've got the boys working now while I'm away. So, like I said, like, all this for me, it's like a dream. Like, I don't want about padding my record and boxing bums. And you offer me to box an Olympic gold medalist who's probably going to go on to be a world champion live on Sky. Why would you say no? Offer me £100, I'd take the fight. It's just because I love to fight and what an experience. And I do know, like, I have got a good chin, and it's been tested me. Like, I boxed a lot with Stephen Smith and stuff. So I know in my head I'm never going to go and get embarrassed. I'm not going to go and get sparked out. And I thought, and I love to have a tear up. I thought, why not? And like I said, and then 9 times out of 10, it turns out you become mates with them anyway. And you see him on a circuit and the way around. So why would I? If I wouldn't have taken that fight with 5 days' notice, I wouldn't be here now with potentially a fight I'm going to win. Well, I know I'm going to beat him tomorrow. He'd give me a lot easier fight than Hopey. But I think if Hopey would have stopped me, which, like I said, 20-1 in the bookies, I think everyone in the country thought he was going to stop me. The fact I managed to stay in there and go all the way, I've been given another shot, in my opinion, against a lot easier opponent. I'm going to smash his face in.
Hopey, what was Dave saying at the time? Like, did he sort of try and blank out, or did he mention it to you at all? Did he tell you how to play the game a bit? Because I remember there was a couple bits of the old behind the scenes footage. You waltzing around the old Holiday Inn at Brentwood. I think you told Dave to fuck off at one point. Like you know what? Did he mention it to you at all or not?
We got it wrong, didn't we? We thought it was 9-4. So I'm there. And I'm like in the morning, like I'm sweating away in the room, like, because I was way over, like I think I lost like just under a stone. And morning the weigh-in, did a bit of a sweat out, and I felt good though. And he was like, right, let's go check 59.9, and that's my natural weight super feather, 59.9, 9.4. Fucking David, I was like, I cracked him.
I remember you getting off the scales, and he looked at Dave and he went, no excuses.
Yeah, you did, mate.
And I looked, and Dave was like, didn't make weight, mate. And I just bust out laughing. I thought it was hilarious.
But then I was at the ump, and I was going, no, they're fucking scared. This is bollocks. But I obviously still wanted to fight, because most people then, would go, no, not doing it. But I just thought, fuck it. I took £2 right now, I easy get that off. So I had the ump, I just got in there, got it done, and it is where it's fucking water under the bridge now. I see the first person I saw when I come into this boat was Dave, Mr. Caldwell.
Do you know
And then
what,
it's
for me,
just
it was
done.
like a switcher, because obviously I thought he's trying to get me to bite, and I've not even took like no bite, and then next minute he's totally turned around. He's then see him when he got off the scales.
Because that's the best is the press conference photo where you give a little fist bump, smile to the camera. The one with the way, because I'd just been on the running machine, my hair was all up here, because I had no haircut, because lost down, I was ready to phone, I was like, no fist bump, boss, straight out. But yeah, like I said, that's just boxing, like every boxing, like especially being in the bubble, it magnifies everything. And like you get the ump with stuff and it just, like I said, second it was done after the fight, boss, shake hands, get a picture.
Yeah, I was about to say, was that it? Was it second
it.
the fight
Second-
result?
Second the
your
bell
arm was
goes,
lifted.
you have instant respect for your opponent, no matter what. Like unless it's like a real, like even now, like I just said to my opponent now I was going to end his career, but I'll probably still shake his hand at the end of the fight because there's no actual bad blood there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless it's like really, really serious, it's gone on for months and months, then it obviously it will carry on. They might have a rematch or whatever, but just that stuff, especially like with the amount of fights we've had, it's you have instant respect after.
They're talking about you, Hopey, been able to go all the way in your career. How much would you be able to take, or how much have you taken from fighting someone like Johnny?
I took a lot, you know. I think obviously my first 2 fights obviously was against people. Obviously I should have been comfortable, which I did, and then for me obviously in my first fight I probably without the pandemic I wouldn't have even been taking a fight like Johnny. You know, it's the first fight I boxed in my professional career what was actually probably coming to win. So obviously with all the antics and everything, I learned a lot in that fight, you know, both inside and outside the ring, how to deal with it outside the ring and also in the ring.
And then you got the nickname Johnny Mental.
Johnny Mental, yeah. I was trying to say to the MC earlier, I was going, Johnny Mental, and he went, Johnny Mental, oh, fuck's sake.
He said what?
But no, I think Eddie...
He said, wait, what? He said what?
My actual name is Matador, I've had it for years.
Oh, right.
And he's
I
obviously...
thought you said he just pulled that out of thin air. I was like, what?
No. Well, I've had 2 fights on Sky now. It's just like, I was trying to like whisper to him, but obviously they were live on Sky, so he didn't get it. So before, I'm going to see him tomorrow at breakfast, and I'll make sure that gets announced for the fight. But I quite like it. I mean, I think it shows that Eddie likes it. It's very saying in his interview that he loves the way I act, and so yeah. I mean, it's not an act. It's like, I mean, my coach is standing right there. He will tell you exactly. I'm just a million miles an hour. I can't sit still. Can't do anything.
I wouldn't have noticed, mate.
Yeah,
honestly.
Exactly that, mate. Exactly that.
Well,
So.
Is he? Nightmare, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't surprise me. Even when we came in here, and like, it's just nice to see you two just, like, you're having a chat about dogs you'd bought or something, a dog you'd bought on Facebook or something, and you're just having like, so it's not like you're just talking for the sake of it,
You know what I'm saying?
you actually get
like
on.
Dogs.
Like dogs.
Well,
But yeah, like I said, we've as the fight went on, then you straight away, you're on Instagram, give him a sly look, you don't follow him back, and as soon as you follow each other back, and then you realise, fucking hell, he knows half the people I know, and then you see him, oh, do you know, but then it's just rolls, it's just normal, like I said, everything in a bubble, like especially when you've got a fight, something gets magnified. It's all when it's done, it's done.
Like you say, you sort of breakfast with who you're boxing now enough. He's sitting on the next table to you and you're boxing him. But for me, like the one experience I did have with that is obviously boxing all over the world as amateur. I had to deal with that anyway. I was stuck with every other country who I was boxing against. So for me, that I like when I come into this and that fight camp, I didn't find it much different. You know, it was like the norm to me.
Did you ever get any amateur boys that gave sly antics? I'm not saying they were doing what Johnny was doing and singing in the bath or whatever, but did you ever get any amateur boys that were giving it little digs in that back in the day? Or?
Not really, I think.
It's not an amateur sort of thing, is it?
It's not really a sort of thing, but I remember I was boxing a Russian before, and they're all serious, and everyone thought, oh, this is a tough fight, and there was 1 seat spare at breakfast when we went down, so I decided to go sit down and have my cereal with the Russian team. So they probably thought, fuck him.
Oh, brilliant. Just last one. Yeah, Johnny, from the people you've been in the ring with, where would you rank Hopey, and do you look like, or do you feel like you've been in the ring with someone who's going to go on to achieve what Eddie and the likes are touting him to?
Well, it's like, you look at my record, I've now, like my last 4 or 5 fights, I think it's a combined record of 46-2 or something stupid like that. That's my last 4 fights. And I'm, like I said, never been stopped. But Hopey by far is definitely the best. There's a guy called Rhys Edwards who was very good. He was Commonwealth amateur champion. But I boxed Stephen Smith, like I said, British Commonwealth, boxed for 2 world titles. I could, like, fitness wise, I wasn't there. I had no notice that fight, but technically wise, I hope he's not bad. I don't know whether that's because he's coming to his end of his career and he didn't want to just, he wasn't giving it his everything, and he was just there, and we ended up having a slugfest towards him. But I said to Hopey in the last interview, like, he was definitely technically the best with his distance. Like, everything I threw, he made sure I only missed it by a mil. Not an inch, not nothing, because then bam, he was straight back, and then he was over there. But there was, like I said, there was another kid called Rhys Edwards. He was a Commonwealth amateur champion. He was very good as well, but I think Hopey would just nick it over him. But yeah, so yeah, I've definitely boxed some decent fighters.
I said last thing, one more, Hopey. You've beaten 3 times Johnny's opponent, Ibrahim Nadeem, in the amateurs.
Yep.
I take. I mean, you're gonna be back in Johnny now, aren't you? And I take it.
Oh yeah, mate.
Well, you know all about. Has he been
passing up from tomorrow.
Have you been giving him little bits here and there? Obviously, different game, amateur and pros.
Oh,
But
you know, it's a different game. Obviously, it was years ago. Obviously, we was probably 2 or 3 years ago since I last time boxed him. So obviously, I haven't seen much of him. I haven't actually seen his pro fights since. So obviously not. But obviously I hope he goes and pulls it off.
Good stuff. And we're in the ring right now, so can we get sort of a round 2?
This is Rocky and Ivan Drago. You know,
Yeah.
one of them ones. But you throw
Would
for-
you
gotta
two
go- we gotta go travel
spar?
rules there.
Would you spar in the future?
Yeah.
We would if he didn't live 6 hours away.
Oh right.
And he weren't that much snow.
How the fuck? How do you know people that know each other when you live 6 hours away?
Because when I was younger, I used to obviously didn't just live in Leeds. I was always moving about.
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously, I probably spent half of the year down south, London and all places like that, down these neck of the woods, and then the rest of it was back up in Leeds.
Good stuff. Well, look, like I said, it's good to see you boys. Just there's no reason why you wouldn't be, but it's good to see you boys get on. And yeah, good luck to the both of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Both good lads.